Maximus Analysis here for another educational video, and this one is going to talk about basically there's two type of traders that you hear about. You hear about fundamental analysis guys, and you'll hear that a lot on TV. Those will be people, and they do put a little bit of technical analysis, but those are the people that well, I'll go into it. So yeah, fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Again, what is the difference? So let's start with the fundamental analysis guys. Those guys are going to be checking out the health of a company. They're looking at merger talks, like people are talking about like Yahoo potentially being taken over. They might look at Twitter and say, all right, this one is beat down, but there might be a takeover play coming in, and they'll listen to the news. They'll listen to CNN, they'll listen to CNBC, MSNBC. They'll also go into the actual balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statements for different names. They'll also look at the quarterly reports, see how they're looking over the last, let's say, 6 to 9, no, excuse me, probably 3 to 4 years back of quarterly reports, kind of see what's going on. They'll also be on so every time there's most of the time, there's earnings, which will come quarterly. For a lot of the names, you'll see they have a conference call with the CEO. So let's say Apple has its quarterly review. You'll have a call, and we'll basically discuss, kind of what they have going on, how things are looking. Again, Apple's flush with cash. They'll talk about their cash position, about what new products they're potentially putting online. They'll put some teasers out. They'll even have, especially with Apple's case, they'll have their they have their showcase coming. I think it's once a year or twice a year that they show new products. So they'll go over iPhones and stuff like that. And the fundamental analysis person is going to be looking at that type of stuff. Product news, which again, how's the growth of the Apple's sales over the past couple of years. And again, looking at that that type of information. Okay. Then you have the technical analysis person, which is what I show on my commentary, and that will look at price action. That will look each of these. This is a weekly chart of the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures contracts, and I'll explain what futures and options and stock and stock is common. So just go through the lingo, and I'll put another video as well going through that. But this is somebody that's going to look at kind of where the market is going in regards to lower highs, patterns of saying, okay, you had a triple bottom here, where it is in regards to moving averages, what it is now over the last 2 years, how sideways it is, just looking at the pure price action. Again, it's not only that, but again, the technical analysis person might use pattern recognition, which I just showed you about the triple bottom and stuff like that. They might use a bunch of indicators, which might be the MACD, which will find out overbought and oversold conditions. You also have RSI, which is the relative strength index. And again, I'll go over these things as well, and that's another thing to show you overbought or oversold conditions. You have the moving averages, which you've probably seen on my chart. I only use about one, which is the 200 days. So this is the price average over the past 200 days, and it's plotted out on your chart, and you kind of can see. And a lot of places kind of use this stuff, and it'll really show you what's going on. And even the last but not least is the volume. Like, you look at the volume, which is what I post here. And again, I posted today's video to say, okay, I see declining volume. That's another indicator. Again, it price and volume. And some people even use time, which goes into like market profile and stuff like that, which I'll not get into in this video, but it's just another indicator which people use to interpretate information on whether they go bullish, bearish, or they stay on the sidelines and do that. And then there's also multiple time frame analysis, which I showed you here, the weekly, but then you can also go into the daily, which each of these bars represent a weekly. That's why I'm calling it the weekly. Then you have the daily, which is you have each bar represents a day. Then you also have a monthly, which each bar represents a month, and then you could get into even the intraday time frame to say, like, listen, this, let's say this was each bar was representing 5 minutes, so you're looking at an intraday chart, meaning that you're looking at 1 days of information using like a 24-hour using a day. It could be either during market hours, which is from 9:30 to 4, or you can use it 24 hours, which is the futures are pretty much 24 hours. But you can go into that information and look at, so that's what technical analysis is going. Now, again, if you have any questions, which one of the biggest questions is which one is better? Well, it all depends. I think that, again, you can actually have both. You could look at the health of the balance sheet, the income statement, cash statement, do all that, but then the technical analysis might give you the timing. Again, you might see stuff look really good, but it's in a downtrend. So you say, like, all right, I know this company is a really good company on books, but it might not be the time to buy right now. Let me get another signal. So to use them together is a great thing. And also what resonates with you. Again, there are so many different ways to trade. There's some people that trade directional, meaning if it goes up, they want to go up. Some go down. Some like when it trades sideways. Some people like to use a bunch of different things. You will find out as you take your journey what resonates with you, what time frame works with you. If you like just using, you like to invest in companies, similar when you first start out, you start reading a lot of books on Warren Buffett and all that type of stuff. So again, you find out what style resonates with you and how you can, that's how you start your trading journey. But remember, there's no right or wrong answer. It's what works for you and what you can do, a strategy that gives you consistent results. And we will talk more about consistent results and risk management in the upcoming videos. So again, if you have any questions or comments, please comment below in this section. You can also email me at MaximusAnalysis@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook. Take care and have a great evening.